This Watchmen Program proposal is a nationwide jobs training system. Thousands of new career training centers will be set up throughout the cities across the country. The facilities which will house these training centers, with all personnel maintaining operations throughout, will be located on the corporation's property which sponsors them. All construction center costs and professional workforce salaries for teacher trainers will be paid by corporation host sponsors. Now, a reminder, within that same State of the Union address President Bush gave in 2006, he said, "Tonight I announce the Advanced Energy Initiative, 22% increase in clean energy resource at the Department of Energy to push forth breakthroughs in two vital areas. To change how we power our homes and offices, we will invest more in zero-emissions coal-fired plants, revolutionary solar and wind technologies, and clean, safe nuclear energy." Reconciling this author. One of the main reasons this new green change has not taken place is simple. Human nature. As the old saying goes, one who is forced to change his will has the same opinion still. Many elected officials within our legislative body still say they want change. They even express dislike in pork barrel spending. Yet, when one political party wants to pass a legislative bill of change, the change for the other party's vote must come with a price. The price ends up being more pork, and the more pork, the more debt. In other words, our past so-called legislations of change have cost us more than they have saved. And yes, for decades, every president has wanted the power to line-item veto. Yet that delicious taste for more earmarked pork is not easily given up. Sadly, we are a pork-eating nation, and our arteries are hard and clogged, and our heart is failing. As a debtor nation, we are killing off our superpower status. Being in debt as a nation gives the power to the nation we owe. Verse 7, the rich will rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7, New International Version. As the author, I'm very aware of the factual truths within this scripture. Now, strategies of other countries like China are purchasing power resources such as oil from around the world, buying the rights of many nations' oil reserves throughout the international community. If America does not universally cure itself of this addiction, worldwide supply and demand will soon hold us, the United States, hostage as a nation. Perhaps you've heard the one who has an addiction of any kind and is kept from his supply is willing to do anything and everything, even sell his soul for one more fix. The only cure in America's case is another alternative power source. A new energy industry must be introduced and made a way of life in us. In America and internationally, we all must get involved. Sponsorship corporations like Home Depot, Walmart, and Lowe's home improvement centers will be key locations for these emergency information new energy facilities. Also, co-sponsors such as Fox News, CNN, the BBC, Sky News, MSNBC, and yes, the Oprah Winfrey Network will be the major media contributors. For example, own Oprah Winfrey Network will benefit tremendously as a job facility sponsor. Many news networks will be seen on the big screen of all 10,000 plus centers across the nation and internationally, just as CNN is seen on many airport TVs around the world. All media networks who help support these new green energy centers will also benefit on a global scale. Popular food chains such as McDonald's, Subway, Taco Bell, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, and others will sponsor these centers, having their own portable food facility within the center. A variety of corporations will be able to position themselves as sponsors of these centers across the country. For example, regarding the First Lady's Let's Move Health and Wellness Initiative, nutritionist classes, along with the 24-hour fitness facility as a sponsor, can also be placed within these centers. And the Clinton Global Initiative, headed by number 42, President Clinton, which are helping citizens throughout the world with their international influence, would be a beneficial fit. And yes, traditional energy companies such as Mobil, Shell, BP, British Petroleum, and a host of other corporations, even OPEC, Organization Petroleum Exporting Countries, will be more than welcome to sponsor these green griddless portable information centers throughout the world, like Trump International. We welcome all building corporations to place their expertise stamp on this new facilities industry. Now, the problem between parties is no budging on budgets. Our nation is over $15 trillion in debt. How can we tackle the Mount Everest of debt when it's seemingly impossible to take Capitol Hill? There is no time for the same old chaotic legislation frustration. We have simply run out of time and money. Sure, over time, these systems do work. However, at this present time, our country is in gridlock. Not just through Congress, but all community districts, legislation, government bodies, especially here in California. Nothing seems to get through, and if it does get through, it has pork barrel spending throughout. Earmarks for lobbyists who push for it. The old payback pork for votes overwhelms our system with unnecessary spending and voids out any benefits from the program itself. There's a better way. This Economic Revenue Jobs Program does not require new spending. Taxes raised, services cut, or furlough days to government employees. This legislation lazily going through Congress to vote on or avoid voting by leaving the state must be stopped. Nothing gets done, yet it simply takes the will of its people and the government to stop doing things as usual and unite itself with the corporations and the private sector which the government is supposed to serve. We need the government to do just that. Serve and protect our nation, provide vital help citizens need, and then get out of the way.